right.
Internet. Hey, internet. Hopefully, gotta pull up the YouTube app and see. Sha-na-na-na. Did the ship
Hey.
break again?
Hey, now live. I see it.
Hey, sweetness.
Hey, y'all tweet.
Damn, y'all keep on down.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all keep on.
It's really not that loud, but the microphone picks it up really well for some reason. It's really not that loud.
Whoa, hey. I remember that.
Hey,
That was cool when that happened. So, what's up, internet? How you doing? How you living?
What's
Hey,
new,
Internet.
internet? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I guess we're like a little early but I guess we're gonna be early for the foreseeable future if we don't
Yeah.
watch a movie.
yeah.
Is one of you tweeting, or
Somebody,
I can tweet? I've got it
yeah,
up.
I kind of
Do
can't
it.
use my proper computer.
What are we calling these things?
Oh, what did we call it last time?
Quarantine special? Was that what it was?
I can tell you.
Nothing's gonna beat co-video games.
Yeah,
that was a
pretty
good title.
Did Chuck think that one up?
Yeah, that one surprised me the next day, or
Yeah.
2 days later.
Oh, what did we call it? Boy, it was a while back, wasn't it? Bamcast Variety Hour.
Oh, are we gonna sing and dance and stuff too?
I don't know.
I didn't prepare a number.
It's just variety of hours.
I gotta get in,
That's what we
in
call
the
it.
right headspace for that. Oh, I'm getting off of Wes Anderson. Symmetry.
Hello, Nathaniel.
Must vogue.
Shame we can't just put a fake fourth window up for Chuck. That'd be nice.
I mean, I could insert stupid things around the screen, sparkles
we could.
and things.
Yes. You have the power.
Does it let you do like animated GIFs? Could I just put like a fire background the whole time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Something really fucking stupid. Yeah.
That's totally doable.
All right. Next time.
Do it.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Next time, Gadget.
Moving the windows around once I get Discord locked into being full screen. It's don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't touch it. It's fine. It's going
Leave it.
great.
You know, one thing you could do. Yeah, I don't want to make you work.
Love that song.
Don't make the man work.
That was great. Love Dawson's Creek. Damn, Chuck, we know. Shit. Get in here.
What?
You're not my supervisor.
I should just start recording now.
You should.
I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm recording now.
Okay, then.
Recordation.
And you have lines and
done.
everything's
I do.
super
This
duper.
time,
I
yes.
have lines.
Super wavy.
And it's not spiking either.
I'm
Throw some
trying to-
plosives at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's good.
Pow, pow, pow.
Pow.
I gotta
Looking good. No full
dial my
spikes.
gain down a little bit. There we go. Pow.
Pow. Pow, pow, power.
Pow, pow, power wheels.
I'm glad we got episode 500 in before all this shit hit.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yeah, no, it's
Thinking
fine
about
that
that lately.
the season 2 is taking a weird turn. I just or they just don't even do bad movies anymore. It's like they forgot what who brung them to the dance.
Literally everything has taken a bad turn,
Yeah.
but especially season 2.
Yeah, we're like Westworld,
Mm-hmm.
except we weren't.
Wait till you get to season
except
3,
we weren't
friend.
except we weren't as good in this first season. That's the only problem.
Yeah, you're kind of right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might need to start soon before I blitz through all this bourbon.
Bourbon Blitz. Plosives.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, I wonder how long Twitch will take to give you the summary of that stream. It doesn't
I don't
take
know.
terribly long.
I certainly don't.
How long were you on though? You were on for like 4 hours, right?
I was on for 4 hours and 15 minutes today.
Damn.
son.
Yeah. I wanted to. I had about 30 minutes left, and I wanted to finish that. I wanted to do that story mission, and it just ended up taking me 45 minutes because I got my ass handed to me by thousands of guys that showed up out of nowhere. So
That sounds like Far Cry 2.
it does. It does.
Yeah.
I've found the frustrating part of Far Cry 2.
Mm-hmm.
I hate those
Did you find it? Have you
surprise
seen
guys.
a grenade rolling down a hill yet?
I have rolled a grenade down a hill, sort of. I've also bounced some grenades,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty fun.
Yeah, your aim is looking pretty good. Like you got the right upward trajectory to make it happen.
Hmm.
You need a bigger bourbon glass.
Do I? Oh. Oh, this is a nice one with the blue thing in the bottom. No real easy way to show
I prefer
it. on
my
here,
neat in the tumblr.tumblr.com.
Well, this is only a single. I mean, I didn't make a double. I didn't think we were going to have that long an episode, so
Nah. No,
I made a double for no.
I'm going to
quarters,
save the
and that
Star
was gone
Trek
by
talk,
The first half.
the Trek talk, for Chuck being
Trek
here
talk.
because y'all don't care. I barely care.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to make Chuck angry. Tell him he likes all the wrong Star Trek movies. Just like James Bond movies. Just like all
Yeah,
movies.
Chuck's an odd one.
just like all movies. All of them.
Yeah,
Just
it's
all
funny.
of them.
I kept going. Okay, I'm going to watch Underwater because it's only 93 minutes, and then it just never happened. And then I was like, it's 5:45. Well, if I start it now instead of watching BJ play Far Cry, I could get it done. But no, it didn't happen.
It's fine. At least you're playing video
it's
games.
fine.
I'm only watching movies because I can like put, especially with the Star Trek, is like put them on in the background while I'm working, and it's like there they are. There's some things I'm re-noticing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I know what you mean.
let's do this thing. Let's just talk about the things that we were going to talk about.
All right. Hey, there's that clap.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Aren't you the one that has the clap just so it kind of matches?
I
up?
think so. I mean, I just wanted to get on my mic in the studio, my track, so you can sync them up from that.
Right.
Yep. All right. Hey, welcome to the Bamfcast.
Hey, Bamcast.
What do we call this?
Bamfcast.
What was it? Special Variety Hour? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Doing the
Yeah.
Quarantine Variety Hour Part 2. We're
Yeah.
still taking your phone calls. We're going to be on the air until this quarantine is lifted. Or you send us more money to patreon.com/bmfcast. That's actually sounds like a ransom demand. Scratch that. Scratch all
We're
that.
going to be on your internet until you pay us.
Scratch that.
What would that change anyway?
I don't know.
We still can't leave home.
Yeah, I'm not going to do what we do, but I'm going to say I'm
Who
Harlow.
are you?
I'm Harlow.
All right.
I'm
Mac.
BJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The arrangement on Discord messes with me, so.
Yeah, and Chuck's out. He just said he had nothing to talk about.
Yes, but who are you?
Oh, I said I'm Mackie, but
Well,
you
you
jumped
said-
in so fast.
Well, you both said it on top of each other. Whatever. People know who
Okay.
the fuck we are. Why would you join us here?
Yeah, I'm Mackie.
This is a weird time to
if you're
join us.
joining just for this, I don't know what to tell
The
you,
hell?
friend.
This is we usually run a tighter ship around here.
Yeah.
Do we-
Anyway,
Super
really,
tight.
I'm Mackie.
So tight.
Chuck's not
Yeah.
here.
So
BJ
toit.
is. Harlow is.
Yeah, toit like a Tiger King.
Yeah.
Um.
So,
Yeah, we're just going to be talking about. We're not doing the bad movie thing because it's, as I explained in the last one, part of the fun is us getting together and watching these movies for the first time together, or the first time in a long time. And even on Extra, we're still persevering with that because those are in the middle of the road movies. They're just too long for Bamfcast Prime usually, or they're just like, what is this unearthed weird thing? So they're not as crucial, but we're already feeling like this isn't as fun. So why drag it into the main show and get some low ratings for some possibly better movies that we could experience together. So I will say right off the bat, I am just watching whatever now. I have no more like, oh, I gotta watch the newest movie or 2019 movies. I'm into the let's just whatever the fuck I feel like watching time. But I did the intro, so I'm passing the mic to whomever wants it.
okay. I will say BJ and I have been streaming on Twitch, on twitch.tv/noquartersnet. So if you want to see what we're doing a lot of the time instead of watching movies. Yeah, to give a look over there. But I watched a 2020 movie.
Uh-oh.
Hey, congratulations.
Yes, I watched Impractical Jokers, the movie, which I know I am the only one here who cares about Impractical Jokers, the movie. Because I'm a big fan of the TV show, and I've seen those guys, do their live show, which is kind of like a stand-up thing, but also kind of like clips they couldn't show on TV type thing. If you don't know who Impractical Jokers are, they're like an improv troupe of four white guys, which I know is just a complete shock to everybody that that's how improv troupes work. But they basically do pranks, sort of, but it's more they're pranking each other than the people that they're meeting on the street. So it's more good natured because I'm usually not about prank shows at all. Like, actually, generally can't stand them. But with these guys, they're kind of always the butt of the joke rather than the person they're talking to. So it's a little more palatable. But anyway, they made a movie that I really had no idea what to expect out of them making a movie because their show is generally one guy out doing something, the other three are talking in his earpiece saying, "Hey, say this or you lose," because that's their thing. Is if they lose, they get a punishment at the end of the episode, and one of them has to cannot not do what they're saying. So there's just been all sorts of crazy shit that they've had to do, but they kind of have a bunch of scripted sequences in this movie rather than doing their normal shtick. They eventually get to it, but there's a lot of the setup is when they were all in high school, they screwed up a Paula Abdul concert and she swore revenge on them. And then they meet her when they're adults and she doesn't remember that. And she's like, "Oh, you're Impractical Jokers. I love you guys. Why don't you come down to Miami? We're having a big concert party thing." And of course, she gives them 3 tickets instead of 4. And so they have a contest on the way down to, whoever loses all of their dares, basically, whoever loses the most doesn't get to go to the show once they get to Miami. So they convert it into a road trip deal, which should work because it's like, okay, they're going to different cities because usually they're just in New York City doing these things and people have started recognizing them more and more. So they have less footage to deal with, but they're in other cities. It should be easier to do this. And really what it should have been is, all right, here's a bunch of stuff that you just can't show on TV. We did whatever. We started swearing, there was nudity, whatever the hell it was. We just went totally crazy. They should have saved that for the movie, but they didn't. The ones they use are kind of basically yeah, this could have been on any episode of the show, intercut with kind of scripted stuff that doesn't work because their level of what they do is very much based in the moment of, all right, do this stupid thing. And when it doesn't work, it's a lot of times the guy's reaction to why it doesn't work that makes the show funny. And with this, it's just the scripted sequences are yeah, you guys think you're funnier than you are. Sometimes the funniest stuff is just comes from just sitting on the couch saying something stupid, And I guess it kind of shows how some people are better improv people and some people are better scripted people. And these guys are not good at scripted. And so, to be honest, the movie's a huge disappointment. It's just not that funny. There's a couple sequences I think that work like the best of the show does, but in general, it's not good. And Jen felt the same way about it, and she really loves them too. And it was just not what I was hoping for at all. And I wonder, how a communal theater experience would change that. If the people in it, because seeing a comedy in a theater makes a huge difference when the comedy is hitting. And this is definitely a movie where it's if you don't know anything about these guys, you're never seeing this movie. Yes. The crowd that would be at that movie would be the people who want to see this stuff.
Yeah. Back in the day when laughter was the only thing that was infectious.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But no, it's way too much scripted stuff, and I feel like the sequences that they ended up using because it was part of their quote unquote road trip just aren't the best ones. There's only one that really, really hits. Well, there's 2, and one of them they basically gave away during the show, because they kept showing previews because like everybody get out and see the movie, you know. And this one sequence is really good. Of basically, it's in North Carolina where they go in caves and they have this whole stupid sequence for one of the guys, and it's fantastic. And then there's one where they all interview for jobs with the Atlanta Hawks, and they try and make it like all of them basically, because they're giving each other the stupid things to say, are just trying to tank this interview as thoroughly as they can. And that is easily some of the funniest stuff in the movie. But it also feels like that could have been in any episode. So it's disappointing. It was really disappointing, and I was, pretty bummed out about it. So even if you're a fan of the show, you're probably gonna be like, all right, that was okay. That really didn't need to be a movie though.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably kind of how I feel. Like, I mean, I make every excuse known to man to make references to Mr. Show, but
Mm-hmm.
the Mr. Show movie, while being okay, is kind of completely unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
their comeback Netflix thing was better, but like let's make a movie about one of our sketches stretched out to feature length, and it's just like, no, like that's not the best idea you've ever had.
Well, isn't that kind of how people feel about the Tim and Eric movie as well?
I don't know really anything about them
Yeah.
like at all. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's weird that stuff just doesn't convert over in that way, And I don't know, man. It was kind of a big bummer because I really, they're good natured dudes. I followed them on Twitter and Instagram and all that, and they're all just like, man, we're so proud of this movie. We love it. We're so, I think it's more like they're proud that they finished it. Because it's like, you've got much, much funnier stuff in you. And it's sad that it didn't end up in the movie. And it also feels like it should have been like, you guys should have been saving this shit up for years. And they've just been like, all right, man, this is the movie. This is the absolute funniest stuff. And this is the shit that we just couldn't show on a TV show. And I think that's the problem so many movies, TV show to movie deals make, is everything feels like it could be an episode of the show, except maybe some of them have a bigger budget. Like it feels like or Star Trek and those sorts of things might have gone further with it, and become their own thing. But generally speaking, if it's the middle of a show's run, like X-Files is very clearly the main example here, where it's like, yeah, they went a little bigger with the first movie, and then the second movie just could have been a fucking 2-part episode. I mean, there's like literally no reason for that second movie to exist.
Yeah, especially when they decided they could court him back for more television. It's like, why does that movie need to
Yeah.
exist?
Yeah. But I was so disappointed, and I know most people like don't care, don't even know who those guys are, but it's kind of like, man, that just it should have worked, and there are so many other ways it could have worked, and I appreciate them trying something new, but it was a huge miss.
Yeah, it makes me wonder why somebody thinks that something like that is going to translate into a movie. Like it's a prank show. You're looking at like 5 minutes of, maybe 5 or 10 minutes of like somebody goofing on something, and
Mm-hmm.
like let's do some riffing and ad lib.
Yeah.
Is that really what you think of a feature film?
Well, the Jackass movies made money. They kept making those. I mean, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did the formula like, here's all the shit we couldn't do on the television show.
Yeah.
That was literally it. It was just like, hey, it's a 90-minute version of the TV show that's too hot for TV. So
Right.
let's crank out three
Yeah.
or whatever many of those they did.
Well,
Three,
and that's
and
why
a
they
half?
work.
Yeah.
That's why they work too. I mean, let me say what you will about Jackass, but I think all three of those movies are fucking hilarious.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's because they can get away with even more doing it on a movie, on a screen, and have slightly bigger budgets for some of the shit they do.
Yeah, it's one of those things I haven't tried to revisit in a number of years. I may feel completely different about it, but yeah, I mean, I was one of those people. I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think I was like, I think maybe I went and saw the first one in the theater just because I was like, this might be the going for that fun communal thing,
Mm-hmm.
But then the other ones, I was like, yeah.
Man,
I'll just
I
watch them
seem to
whenever,
remember I watched 3D like maybe 4 or 5 years ago
Hmm.
for the first time, and I was like, okay, yeah, this shit is still absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
Because I think that crew, that like, that's the thing about Jackass, is they've hit on that primal thing that we've all had of just like it's funny to see a guy get kicked in the nuts, like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but like in Idiocracy, watching Ow My Balls, you know what? That's probably going to be a hit show, no matter what year on Earth it is.
Yeah, I actually could see that being a show right now where guys just walking
Mhm.
around like, "Hey, Bill, how's it going today?" Whacking people just be like, "That's fucking hilarious." Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, I still love that about Idiocracy. We're like, hey man, huge fan, and then he just kicks him as hard as he can.
Oh, thanks. I'm really, really glad someone appreciates me.
See, we're laughing now.
Yep, yep. Yeah,
I'd watch Out My Balls for sure.
yeah.
I think we all would.
I think Mackie would definitely watch it if Zach Braff started. He's due
Yeah.
to come back to TV anytime now. Out my balls and don't not in the face. Yeah. BJ, do you have anything you're pressing you want to jump in or?
Not pressing.
Okay.
I will, I guess, talk briefly about Tombstone, which I watched
Mm,
at some point last week. I think it was Thursday last week. Um, Tombstone is really fucking good. I
yeah.
like that's one I'm never really afraid to revisit. But I was kind of unsure because like I have this like shrine to Tombstone in my brain, and I was like, man, what if it's not as good as I thought it was? Like,
Yeah.
what's going to
Yeah.
happen to my brain if for some reason my taste has changed in the last 2 or 3 years since it's been since I've watched it. And but no, my taste is still pretty much exactly the same. Tombstone is fucking awesome. That is a 5-star movie, 100%. Like it's not the greatest film to ever be committed to celluloid, but goddamn, if that movie just doesn't hit on every single like it's firing on every cylinder the whole way through. The music is fantastic. Apparently, I was talking to a friend of the podcast, Jens, and apparently, uh, Jerry Goldsmith, who is Jens's like favorite composer, recommended
Hmm.
the guy that did the music for Tombstone, and he and the director, whoever the director is,
Isn't
they
it Cosmatos?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cosmatos. So Cosmatos and the composer worked on a bunch of other stuff. And Jens told me that I really need to watch Silverado, um, because that's like his favorite Western when we were talking about it. So I will get around
Hmm.
to it if you're listening, Jens. Um, but
He'll be your Huckleberry. That's what he's saying.
yes, um, man, Kurt Russell, like I could watch Kurt Russell walking towards the camera firing guns for 2 hours straight if that was just the movie, just Kurt Russell double fisting revolvers at me. If that was 2 minutes with that
Hmm.
kick-ass score, I would watch it 3 times a year. But there's no slack in that movie. There's nobody that isn't holding up their end of the bargain.
Hmm.
And also, fucking everybody is in. Charlton Heston is in Tombstone. I had no idea. Like I never remembered
I forgot
that
about that.
particular part.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlton Heston is in Tombstone, and Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah. And that like super young Billy Bob Thornton too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton, um, like kind of round faced Billy Bob.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. On his way to Sling Blade. Hmm.
yes, but so many people, so many faces, so many familiar faces in Tombstone, and man, what a ride! Like
Yeah.
I was watching it while I was supposed to be doing work, and I noticed that I was not doing work for about 2 hours. I mean, I'd check on my email and make sure that everything was handled, but I mostly
Hmm.
was just looking down at my second monitor, going, "Yeah, yeah, kill him, kill him."
God, that's how you know it's good. I used to like when my old job before I had my shitty job that I got laid off from, like I would get so into some movies and I would just be so pissed when somebody would interrupt me on it, like because it would always be like one of the best parts, like when Doc is in the bed near the end and you're just like and someone would come in and be like, hey, I need this. I'd be like, no, you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You don't understand. He's his Huckleberry. God damn it.
Um,
I miss those days.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, like, don't you make me do work. Tombstone's on.
Right. You put it on. You can pause it anytime. Fuck you. I'll pause it when I'm dead.
Fuck you. Put it on my
Breaks the
tombstone.
immersion.
I know people have talked up like Val Kilmer's acting in that, but goddamn, it is so good. Like, I don't know. That's easily my favorite thing Val Kilmer has ever done is Tombstone.
Wow.
And again, Jens and I were talking like kind of while I was watching it. We were just chatting back and forth, and we're like, how the fuck did Tombstone not win anything? Like no awards, basically no Academy Awards for that year. But there was some kind of stiff competition. I think it was 93.
God, was that like Schindler's List year?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like Schindler's List just gets every award ever.
So
And then everything else went to Jurassic Park.
was it Tombstone that like Cosmatos directed it, but really everyone says Kurt Russell did? Isn't that the
Yes.
one?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Let's see.
Yeah. Typity.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. This
Gotta love that Skype.
this keyboard
podcast.
clacks.
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry, but the microphone I'm using for some reason
Loves
is
that
just,
keyboard.
Yeah, just loves this keyboard. It will not stop picking it up.
We're gonna get you one of those
So-
laser grid touch keyboard things.
Yeah, right. So Tombstone came out. Sorry, I also have motorcycles driving through my living room. Tombstone came out in 93, so that would have been the 66th Academy Awards.
Yeah, trust me, that's like Schindler's List year. So nothing got anything that year.
Oh, yeah. Schindler's List, Philadelphia also came out that year. The Piano. Everybody really fucking loves The Piano. And
Harvey
Fugitive.
Keitel loves it.
Yeah. Fugitive. What's Eating Gilbert Grape. The Firm. People apparently love The Firm.
Oh hey,
I should watch The Firm again.
I made reference to The Firm recently.
Yeah.
Talking about the movie Gold. I was just like, yeah, this is a movie just like The Firm. It's like somebody was like, I'm going to make that. It's like, why? All right.
And let's see what one for. Oh, of course, John Williams won for Best Original Score for Schindler's List.
And not for Jurassic Park. Wow.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
weird.
Yeah, I think he was
Yeah, of
double,
course,
double
but-
nominated though. But
Yeah. Yeah, but like the whole 90s was basically like if you're not prestige, you're garbage, as far as the Oscars were concerned. So
Right. Actually,
I can see how that happened.
Jurassic Park, I don't think was nominated for score.
Wow.
dum 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 dum.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was nominated for Best Sound, and it won. And it also won Best Sound Effects Editing.
Rawr.
Yep. Makes sense.
Best Makeup that year, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Ooh, hello. Ooh, Diddy. It's coronavirus.
I forget who posted it on Twitter, but somebody was like, all right, everyone talks shit about the mom not being like, hey, is
That's my
my
husband.
housekeeper like my ex-husband? But she's also like, you better be 100% in on that. You better know 100% when you make that accusation. So don't judge too quickly on the mom in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I like
I
her.
mean-
I mean, I really, really like her.
Hmm. That was Sally Field, wasn't
Yeah, yeah, it was.
it? Okay,
That was
yeah.
the joke.
But
It's
everything was even after she found out, right? Because she found out at the end
mhm.
of
Well,
Mrs.
I think
Doubtfire.
because he
She
like
was like,
pulls the makeup off, I think he does like a, it's me.
yeah,
Hmm.
like how I'm pretty sure everything was okay at the end of that movie. He didn't get like thrown in jail or get the kids taken away from him. Like, there's no way, absolutely zero way, if
Well,
that
no,
happened to
because he
anyone
was
in the world.
yeah, he was a '90s dad, so he atoned for his sins of having a career by spending time with his children.
Could
Right.
So
So all is
because
forgiven.
Could you
yes,
imagine like having
exactly.
the funds to sell, because the studio would never ever ever go with this. But imagine having like John Hughes looking ass happy go lucky movie with a true realistic ending, like downer ending where he like, gets taken
Hmm.
away for child
Yeah,
abuse, you know,
he's in jail
yeah,
forever.
reckless trespassing and all kinds
Yeah,
of things.
Ooh, reckless trespassing. I like
don't know,
that.
I don't know, just make up new crimes for living in their house for a while, dressed as somebody else. Yeah, single white
Did
femaling. I
he
don't know.
live there too? Did he was
I
he a
don't know.
live-in?
Yeah, maybe. I think I
Ah,
feel like it was. Yeah, yeah. Because
that's
I said
so
no. He had
fucking.
because he had a room. Yeah, because there was a thing where like he would be talking to like Harvey Firestein or whatever on the phone and like not in makeup and then like having to do things like put cream all over his face like oh Mary he caught me doing my face mask.
I thought. Well, I thought the pie
The
was
pie was one, but I think
a
like there
kitchen
was
scene.
a
Yeah.
face mask thing too. Like
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know, several attempts to hide the
hmm
face with wasn't in makeup. But whatever.
yeah.
It's business Doubtfire.
Hmm. God.
Look, this is the variety hour. We talk
I,
about
I
anything.
I
Yeah.
know. I just was going off on a trade. Like, just imagine, like, 90% of a movie just being like boilerplate. Like, this is gonna have a happy ending movie, and then just bam,
Well,
lead
every
character
cop
being
movie would
taken.
be those assholes filling out paperwork for a week and all going on suspension.
I feel like
Yeah.
that would be the other good thing is just make like a Bad Boys movie, and at the end, it's just like the whole team sitting around this the precinct just filling out paperwork. That's like over the entire closing credits that are like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like the Avengers eating shawarma. Be great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Speaking around, sitting around doing nothing, I finished Seinfeld. All
Oh
nine
man.
seasons. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I've been busy. I've been watching things.
God. 9
Uh,
seasons.
yeah. Overall takes on Seinfeld. I don't know. Did I say this on the last Variety Hour? The last time I was talking about it, that if you gun to the head, but like you can only have one season of Seinfeld, or they all die. Season 7. That's I think I said this before, but like that's it. And I think I started figuring out why. Like that's the last Larry David season, I believe, where he was
Hmm.
like
It is
truly
okay.
part of it. So I think it was like he was like trying to get the last of his ideas in and keep it all together because it's weird. I noticed something like the show within a show meta thing. I think actually was kind of like this cathartic writing thing for their actual relationship, trying to get the show made, because
Mhm.
it's very clear. Like George is like, it's a show about nothing. Don't bring anything into this, or I'm walking. Kind of attitude. And
Mhm.
it's like as soon as Larry David left, like I'm not saying it's bad or wrong, but like I noticed like there started being a lot more episodes where it was like they're doing parodies of things like out in the street,
Yeah.
there's like a third man one and like all these different like crazy like reference things where it's like
Mhm.
super deep, like sometimes absolutely bizarre, like just shot for shot like recreation things for no reason. And it's like I don't think Larry David would be like happy with doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Where's the which season is the Frogger one?
That's like the second to last episode, I think, actually. Like
Really?
yeah, it's
It's
super
that
late.
late, huh?
Yeah, it's like I want to say they do, there might be one more, and then they like do that weird clip show where it's like it's got some new
Yeah.
footage, and then they do the weird finale. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And is that when they also had the JFK parody with getting spit on by
I
Keith
think
Hernandez? That's
that
pretty
one was
late,
still
right?
around. Yeah, I think that was when Larry David's still around. Like they would
Oh,
occasionally
really?
do things like that. Yeah, like Keith
Hmm.
Hernandez, I want to say was like season 3 or 4. Like that was pretty early on.
Mm.
Like when they like
Okay.
I want to say like the first season they actually introduced Newman, like because
Hmm.
they talked about him from the very beginning, but didn't show him for like
Yeah.
the first 2 seasons. But yeah, it's a weird show. Like it's really good. Obviously, everyone knows that. I wasn't like going in
Yeah.
like I'm going to prove Seinfeld's wrong. Here's 10 reasons why it sucks.
Nope.
But no, it's yeah, it's just a funny trajectory to watch that show, and like, man, I'm kind of amazed how they were able to do callback jokes and how many people were willing to do re-walk on roles just to be like walk up in a scene and be like, like walk by and like, reference to something from 4 seasons ago. Hope you were paying attention to everything, which obviously is a lot easier when you're kind of sort of semi binge watching it. But yeah,
Yeah. Back in the days before binge watching.
yeah, they went deep in like man, that was something from 4, 5, 6 seasons ago. Like I hope you were paying attention.
Yeah. So, how did you feel about the finale with some distance now?
I never thought it was that bad. I mean, it's I don't know. Like it's a weird thing because it's kind of a cop out because it's a quasi clip show again. It's just like
Hmm.
here's the greatest hits and we're gonna just like bring back all the characters, which like I was just praising it, but it's like that's a kind of ham-fisted way of doing that. Like they had much more
Hmm.
clever callback references, characters showing
Yeah.
up throughout the run of the series, and then at the end it's just like, yeah, we're just gonna bring in like everyone, and
Hmm.
it it it's not awful, but it's kind of weak sauce too. At the same time,
Yeah.
but it's a weird thing. Like while I don't necessarily like the trial aspect of like let's call in on the surprise character witnesses, all this stuff, I think it's pretty funny and fitting what happens to them at the end. Like that's a pretty funny ass way to leave that show with those characters. Just you have been watching them be pretty awful for 9 seasons. Though on the flip side, like that show was also something where it was like they usually ended up taking it to some extreme, but there was some other equally weird ass behavior on the other side usually that precipitated it. That was the thing is like
Yeah.
they would always like their schemes would always fail and it'd be like, oh, look at these assholes over here. It's like, but no, this person was also being weird and an asshole too. It's just they didn't get caught. So
Yeah. Which, I mean, Larry David very obviously carried over to Curb Your
sure.
Enthusiasm because he's like, almost every episode of that is like, he doesn't want to do this thing that he probably should just do,
Hmm.
like this societal norm. He doesn't follow it. But then whoever reacts to that, like, reacts to it 10 times worse,
Hmm.
which escalates whatever he did, suddenly becomes this huge deal even though it shouldn't have been.
Right.
And that's it's kind of that's what Seinfeld was, but Curb Your Enthusiasm is that taken to the nth degree.
Yeah. But no, I mean, there's plenty of great things in that show still. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just that goes without saying. I think really. I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of forgot how many good physical comedy things there were beyond just Kramer's antics. I'm saying like everyone kind of had some really great timing physical comedy things throughout the run of that show. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I have a newfound appreciation for the Elaine dance. I totally have
Oh yeah, I
forgotten
was
how
about to say,
fucking
like, I
great that
love
is.
doing the Elaine
Yeah,
dance.
yeah.
It's actually hard to do.
Oh
It's
yeah.
hard to be that uncoordinated.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If it, I mean, it's kind of a silly, whatever thing, but you should look up when she got was it the Mark Twain Award, and they did like this, like the Broad City Girls did like this
Hmm.
theater dance interpretation of the Elaine dance, where like all
Hmm.
choreographed like Swan Lake
Yeah.
style ballet. Like it's fucking stupid,
Nice.
but it's also kind of worth pulling up the YouTube clip for.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I completely forgot. We watched Jen and I watched the Mark Twain special for Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay, yeah. So these things are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely forgot about that. Um, yeah, it's kind of not what you think it is. I mean, it is literally just like the award presentation for him,
Hmm.
and a lot of people telling stories about Chappelle's show and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's
Then
kind of like,
they come out and talk for 10 minutes or so and leave.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like it's weird. It's one of those things. It's like I enjoyed it, but I also could tell it's like one of those things that Dave Chappelle's like, does this fulfill part of my requirements for you guys or what?
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's really only talking for the very end of it.
Yeah, I skipped around some YouTube clips of various people overseeing them, kind of whatever the algorithm was like. Hey, maybe you'd like to see
Mhm.
this. You like funny people,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Julia Louis Dreyfus one was pretty good. Like her acceptance
Mhm.
speech was pretty good too. And you should probably watch the Will Ferrell one, just
Mhm.
because like he must have had some long con joke he had prepped for that because it's pretty good. Anyway,
He's the type who would do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy to think that she's the one who's had like the longest tail of a career since Seinfeld. You know, went on to do like multiple really good things,
Yeah,
and it feels like you know Michael Richards. He didn't really do anything, and then he got himself blacklisted.
might not be
Jerry
the right
Seinfeld,
term you want to use, but yeah,
well, fine,
yeah,
but yes,
so,
basically expelled from
yeah, yeah,
Hollywood. Yeah, and
excommunicado. Yeah,
and Jason Alexander, like he had one show, and then that was it. And
yeah.
then
I
it was
was
like, yeah, we're done with you.
like he had a couple, like he was in like Dudson Checks In and a couple of movies, and it was like, yeah, he's gonna have
Mhm.
a career after this, and then it was like, I was just thinking, I was like, I haven't seen Jason Alexander in fucking years. Not that I'm worried about him, like sitting on
Oh
piles of
yeah,
money, but it was like I haven't seen him
Didn't
like in forever.
because that's
didn't
the
he
thing is like,
host Family
what's that?
Feud or something? He hosted a game show
No,
for a
Drew
little
Carey
while.
went on to do that.
No, but I know that Jason Alex. I man, my brain is just telling me Jason Alexander was on a game show.
Okay, well,
Maybe, but I just because like he is so goddamn funny in Seinfeld. Like he is hilarious like the entire time. Even though once you see Larry David, you realize he's just doing a Larry David impersonation, but still,
yeah.
it should have translated to other stuff, and it just kind of didn't. Now you're looking it up, aren't you?
Yeah, I have to know.
What has Jason Alexander done since Seinfeld? Beep, beep. We found these results.
God, what even was the show he did like on CBS or whatever?
Couldn't tell you.
God, there was one. It was like in the early 2000s, the same time she was doing like Adventures of Old Christine.
Which was one of those things I think went on more seasons you would think it did or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
Veep's really good. Veep's worth watching. I mean, she's a contributing factor to a crazy ensemble thing, but obviously she's kind of the lead character. But
yeah. He's
yeah,
still looking.
but yeah, Veep,
Yeah, I'm still looking.
yeah, I don't know if I've ever like tried to, if Veep's kind of one of those things you're either in or you're out. Like you're gonna know right away. Like it gets
Mhm.
crazier and more fun as the seasons go on. But yeah, and as they add characters, it's got that like Office Parks and Recs thing. It's like let's jumble the cast around until it's like, all right, this is the this is the group. This is what makes the
This
comedy
is the
gold right here.
configuration we
Yeah,
wanted.
this is the comedy gold right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, like okay, so I will go ahead and tease next variety special or variety hour or whatever the hell we're calling these things.
Yeah.
iTunes and maybe some other places ran a deal, all their 10 original Star Trek movies for $20. So I was like, I could use digital copies of those, and then pretty much proceeded to watch all 10 of them over again. It started with I haven't watched one in a really, really long time, and when I mentioned it, people were like, oh my God, I love one. One's so good. One, oh, so underrated. And then I was just like, well, it's rated, and now I got to watch Wrath of Khan. Yeah, but I want to save these
Yeah.
the takes until
Till
Chuck
Chuck's
is
there.
here because I want to have someone
Yeah.
to bounce off things.
And my only
opinions.
contribution is like Wrath of Khan. Where
Right.
It's like, yeah, that movie
Yeah.
is awesome.
I've seen that in the whale one. Yeah. But
Yeah, the Will one I have not seen since VHS days,
Sure.
so I could not tell you
Yeah,
anything anymore.
that was just the most like general population commercially friendly one by a long shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and five, I have seen five while I was ridiculously sick in Venezuela with Venezuelan subtitle, Spanish subtitles on the bottom. So I could not tell you anything about five anymore.
It
It's
probably
like five.
made as much sense as it actually does, but I have to stop.
Five is like a fever dream because I was literally sick with a fever, like not, yeah. So I would be interested to watch that one again just to see like what my brain retained from back then, from 1991.
Yeah, you probably don't want any of it, but yeah,
Yeah. I don't
Anyway.
know. Chuck says it's the best one.
sure.
We can't like trusting Chuck's opinion on something is a very it's a very dangerous game. You could be so right or so wrong to trust Chuck's opinion.
Well,
It's
any
almost
long running
best.
series, like I can almost accept that whatever he's like, no, it's the best one, is going to be like, no, there's going to be some stupid, stupid, stupid shit that's going to piss me off. And that's exactly why he's going to love it.
Yeah, I think Friday the 13th is the only place we agree because Yeah,
It's six,
it's
right,
six.
for you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Six
Okay.
is the best Friday the 13th, hands down. Like it is just self-aware enough that it is amazing.
Yeah,
So
I own all of them,
yeah,
so I need to take that journey at some point.
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
nowadays is the time because
Maybe, yeah.
I ain't got shit else to do.
Yeah. Or you could just skip to that one. Just that's going to be where you need to be. But
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, other than that, I did actually watch another thing that does not
Mhm.
require Chuck's participation per se. How did I get here? Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, I actually had a thought process to get to this point. I think it involved. I was thinking Star Trek, and I was like, should I watch the new ones
Mhm.
again? I was like, no, I just did the trilogy not that long ago. Of those, I think I'm good. And then I was like, oh yeah, the last one's like not directed by J.J. Abrams. That's Justin Lin. And I was like, Justin
Yeah.
Lin, yeah, we should be watching a Fast and Furious movie here soon, really. But we're not.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, there's a Justin Lin movie I've been meaning to rewatch for a very long time. And that's Better Luck Tomorrow, aka the unofficial prequel to the Fast and the Furious movies.
I need to watch that. I've been wanting to watch it for ages and just never
Yeah.
gotten to it.
Well, I did. I rewatched it. I mean, I saw it back when it was fairly new, and had not seen it since, and had not definitely not gone back to it since it was like Justin Lin, Fast and the Furious. What like putting the
Hmm.
things together. Also, hey world, here's John Cho, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is a '90s ass movie in so many ways. Both good and bad. I mean, like if you grew up in the time that I period we did, like there's a lot to go back and be like, yeah, I remember movies like this, and that's okay.
Hmm.
It's just it's one of those things like you see just enough of like what he became, action director, spectacular guy in this, but it's very student filmish compared to like what he then became. Like I feel like there's other directors you watch like their first thing and it's like, oh yeah, you were trying to do the same thing, you just didn't quite have it perfected, or budget, and things like that. You didn't have the ability to do the thing you wanted to do 10 times because it was
Hmm.
probably guerrilla filmmaking. But
Yeah.
like this is like, wow, this is very different in tone and style from what he became. But it's at its heart, it's just like it's kind of like that crime caper sort of thing from the 90s that we had so many,
Hmm.
not quite so Tarantino-esque. Like it's weird. I would say it's like if Tarantino tried to make a remake of Blue Velvet, as strange as that is, like it's
Okay.
tonally kind of that Blue Velvet-esque, like I'm going to fall backwards into this weird horrific world, but also it's kind of my own
Hmm.
decisions that get me there, but also that
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, everything's snappy and cool and you know smoking cigarettes all of the time and thing. Yeah, it's still worth watching because I mean, like I said, he's basically said like Han in that movie is in his mind the same Han from the Fast and the Furious movies, which okay, sure, like
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I'll buy that because why not?
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Like it's fine. Like no, I mean I think it's a little better than fine. I mean I would go
Yeah.
better than that. It's the weird thing is it's one of those few movies that had like the MTV movies or even MTV Films banner that I kind of forgot
Oh,
about was a
really?
thing. Like Napoleon Dynamite was one. Wasn't the
Yeah.
first Office Space? Wasn't Office Space? Didn't I think
I
that had that
think it
too?
was.
Yeah,
And I want to say like Orange County was
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Like there's.
There was a small period of like, and I want to say like was it yeah, I don't know, something else I want to say was like
Yeah.
actually a surprisingly good movie, but they kind of like were doing an interesting thing there. I mean, I like at that time period, MTV was getting a lot of shit for like, oh, they don't even show music on television, even though they still had some shows that had music on television. Now there's literally
Hmm.
no music on MTV, but uh, yeah, like
No.
they surprisingly like put out some or got behind some young, interesting filmmakers. I feel like. Mike Judge was kind of a known quantity by the time they were like, yeah, sure,
Oh yeah.
make a movie. But yeah, like giving Justin Lin a break, and I mean, say what you will about Napoleon Dynamite, that was a thing. A lot of people like. So yeah, just like I said, it's one of those weird things. Like for half a second, I was like, ugh, MTV, because I just like I said, I think I have that ingrained from the anti MTV days in too hip for high school kind of times. But Yeah, like
Mhm.
their film banner like actually went out and found some decent quality movies to help release.
I'm looking at the list now. That is an eclectic ass
Yeah.
list.
Well, like I said, they're not. I'm not.
First one was Joe's Apartment,
Okay. Well, yeah, that
and
was a thing on MTV. I want to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously Beavis and Butthead Do America, Dead Man on Campus,
Okay.
Varsity Blues, 200 Cigarettes, Election, which, if
That's
I'm not mistaken, is Alexander Payne's first movie.
that's a fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah, oh yeah, Election's great. A movie called The Wood, which I never heard of. Original Kings of Comedy, which, like, okay,
Sure. Why not?
all right, MT. Yeah, Save the Last Dance, Pootie Tang, Orange County, Crossroads with Britney
Hell
Spears, which
yeah.
somehow has not been a Bamfcast
What's
episode,
wrong with
but
us?
yeah, Jackass, and then Better Luck Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 2003, budget of $250,000.
Yeah, sounds about right. They used it
Yeah.
pretty well. Yeah.
So it sounds like that's a movie that just came out like 5 years after it probably should have, or at
I mean,
least that
sort of.
style
I mean,
was around then.
it's not one of the, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's one of those like it's not like things to do in Denver when you're dead or those like direct Tarantino like we gotta the studios like make it more like that. Pulp Fiction made a boatload of
Hmm.
money. Do that. You know, it's not that. I just mean it's
Hmm.
obviously coming from that like oh yeah like fast talking maybe smarter than they should be. Well, I mean except like that these are all like honor roll like top tier honor roll like going to Ivy League
Yeah.
school kids that like get into the bullshit. So it makes sense that they'd be having smart conversations. It's just generally
Hmm.
speaking, it's like people having smarter conversations and then making dumb decisions, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it like I said, it doesn't flow. And I don't mean to imply that it feels like a Tarantino ripoff because I don't think that at all. Like I said, it's just of that era where it's like, yeah, that snappy crime script
Hmm.
dialogue is big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like Way of the Gun and Suicide Kings and those types of movies
yeah,
back then.
like I said, some of them
Well,
are good.
Lock Stock was probably one of them too.
Yeah,
But
or 2 Days in the Valley, very
yeah,
Tarantino Ras ripoff thing. Yeah,
yeah,
not saying that the interviews are bad. It's just like they're super derivative. Like very also like let's like do more of that. That made money. But yeah, I mean, uh, out of nowhere. Well, last thing, unless somebody got something else.
yeah. No.
I'll just mention it just because it's so. What the fuck is this movie? It got mentioned on our Discord, and I was like, I seem to remember having a "what the fuck is this movie" reaction, but I watched that movie Pottersville. It got
Yeah.
the name got dropped in Discord, and I was like, I seem to remember that from a couple years ago, like having that "what the fuck is this" trailer reaction. I can't wait to see what hot train wreck this shit is. That's a weird movie, and not in like a traditional way, like not intentionally being weird. It is the most tonally everywhere movie I think I've ever seen. Because in a nutshell, it's a small town Christmas movie where the main character Michael Shannon catches his wife Christina Hendricks, finds out that she's a furry, and catches her whatever doing weird furry shit in her bedroom.
I believe the term is yiffing.
Okay, is it? I don't know because I didn't want to speak with the only other term I know about this odd community, but they're just doing like we're rubbing each other's fursuits. So if that's yiffing, fine, that's what they're doing. But yeah, it's Ron Perlman is the other guy, and then it's just like, well, my wife, is a furry. I gotta leave. All the while, all the while I'm like running this general store in this depressed town where all the stores are closing. My coworker is Judy Greer. Gee, I wonder where this is going. Um, and yeah, it kind of turns into this like the title would imply, this sort of It's a Wonderful Life style happy thing, like giving the town hope in this depressed time. But there's also like a reality show and it involves Bigfoot and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and I don't necessarily want to talk about it too much, just in case like you want to venture into this weird thing. It's fucked up because it's like it's this cheesy, almost Hallmark movie thing that just happens to involve some weird ass shit. Like it is scored, shot, and generally acted like one of those kind of movies, but also
Hmm.
But like I said, it's just like someone was like, I got this weird idea for a script, and then it's like we ran it through the Disney Fire several times, and it's like, yeah, but keep the furries, but gotta have this like every angel, every time you hear a bell, angel gets its wings ending kind of thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really bizarre. Yeah, Pottersville being the name of the town, they were going to change the town in
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life, just in case. That's where the title comes from. Which
Mm-hmm.
when I finished it, and with the plot being what it is, I was like, they really missed the boat to not call it "It's a Wonderful Lie," because it's it's one of those like this deception thing goes very far, but it turns out to be a good thing kind of thing. Like gets caught in a lie, and everyone for out half a second is like, "Damn you!" But also wait,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's this very weird, but also kind of mediocre film. It's just this strange thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, strange. Like with people in it, it's like, how did you read this script and say like, yeah, I'm in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. The chat is schooling me on The Wood,
oh yeah,
apparently. Yeah, it's by Rick Famuyiwa, who also made Dope later on, and he's gone on to make quite a few things that I've actually really liked.
okay.
So, yeah,
So
I guess I
another
need to watch The Wood.
there you go, another thing. Like I said, maybe they didn't start off with the best things. They were like, let's make feature length versions of dumb sketches that ran on MTV, like Talking Cockroaches. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
they went on to be like, hey, maybe we should do that. Like we've always bemoaned, like why Asylum isn't the Roger Corman of now. Just saying, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna throw you $100,000 to make this fucking stupid documentary, get it on DVD, and try to fool a few rubes movie. But also, maybe you also get a little filmmaking experience. So if you're,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just hiring the same guy to because he come under budget, like giving some fucking film students a chance with that budget, you know. Like
Yeah.
and I mean, and work them through the system. Don't just be like, "Hey, you're fresh out of film school. Here, go direct this movie." It's like make them be a grip or something, a PA or something, and
Mm-hmm.
work their way up. And then direct a
Yeah.
movie. It's just
Speaking
you might as well.
roundabout about that, Quibi launched
Mm.
and gonna start saying, "Don't fuck with Quibi."
What the fuck is a Quibi?
So,
That was the thing
Quibi
during
is
the Superb Owl, right? That they were
yeah,
had the really long commercial for, which
exactly.
is ironic
But
because isn't it all about short format things?
yeah, Quibi is basically Hollywood's answer to getting rid of YouTube,
Mm.
almost. But with the real thing is, they're using it to get around contracts that they would normally give to not like not producers, not on screen talent, but everyone else who is involved in making a goddamn TV show or movie or whatever. uh, Instead of saying, hey, you're making 10, 40-minute episodes and here's the contract that you would generally get, they're saying, no, you're making 40, 10-minute episodes. And since they're only 10 minutes, yeah, we're going to pay you scale and eat shit. So they've basically used that to fuck everyone over except the Hollywood personalities and producers that are involved in it. With that
Yeah.
said, Sam Raimi apparently made an episode of something for that is some chick that gets a golden arm and refuses to get rid of it. And it's one of those things that just makes me go, if I ever pitched this to someone at a studio, they would tell me to get out and they would make sure that I killed myself by the time I got home. I felt so bad about it. And yet here it exists and Sam Raimi directed it. And I don't understand the world anymore. But it's something in 50 States of Fear is the name of the show, or 50 States of Fright. But
Is this a free platform?
no,
Oh, okay.
it is a subscription model.
Hmm.
And you can only view it on your phone currently. And everyone, when their initial numbers were so low, they're like, oh, fuck. They're like, all right, yeah, we're giving you a way to cast it to your TV. But apparently a lot of the shows were filmed vertically, which is like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
They're making
Yeah.
every mistake they can possibly make.
Yeah.
Everybody's at home right now. Let us watch it at home on a TV, on its big screen.
That's one of those things where like coronavirus has just like, I mean, obviously it changed everything, but I just think about like there's a restaurant near me that was set to launch like on April 1st. And it was like, wow, sorry guys, I guess you're never opening that restaurant ever.
Yeah.
You know,
They were truly the April Fool.
yeah. But like Quibi, like it's backed by Katzenberg and a whole bunch of like super billionaires, but don't bother with it. Just don't, because it's basically been used to fuck over people who, you know, generally get fucked over anyway in Hollywood, but like even more so. Like there are tales of people getting paid 7.25 an hour to work on a production with like Hollywood personalities on it. So fuck them. Fuck everything they made. I mean, they just basically made a model to get around the union, and it's fucking terrible. But yes, there are things that exist on there that I'm so desperate to watch because I'm just like, how does this exist? Please tell me how this exists.
Hmm.
Well, if it's only like, 10 minutes worth of videos, I'm sure, or 10-minute episodes, I'm sure all of that stuff was immediately pirated as soon as the first person got an account. So, not
Yes.
that I endorse piracy, but I mean,
Of course.
I do endorse finding ways to make sure that people who are screwing over working class folks don't get their money.
Oh, you mean like actual piracy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of endorse actual piracy to an extent. But
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying when your digital piracy is closer to actual piracy,
yes.
it may be
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me.
But
Look
yeah,
at me.
that's
I'm the
that's the
Quibi
deal
now.
with Quibi. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not only is it trying to cut all the people that have actually been able to get something out of YouTube, because I mean, Lord knows YouTube has tried to cut anyone who's making money off of YouTube, making money on YouTube. But this is another step in that direction, and yeah, fuck it, fuck it forever.
Yep.
Yep.
However, I will pirate that goddamn golden arm thing just because I'm like, how did Sam Raimi make this? How does this exist?
Is it
Fuck
any
my
good?
life.
Wait, so you're just automatically saying it's got to be bad?
Watch the clip that's on
Oh,
Twitter,
yeah, I have no context. I mean, I'm
and
just saying
then
it's
let
Sam
me know.
Raimi, and I'm like, okay, what you're. I was just like, your premise was like she has a golden arm and doesn't want to give it back, and Sam Raimi made it, and fuck that. I was like, well, what? Like I would give that a chance, but
Just watch the clip.
okay, okay, okay. I generally have
I
been ignoring Twitter because it's better for my sanity. But
You're making the right choice, yes. However, log
okay,
on. You can look at my account.
okay.
There's not too much that'll piss you off there, but that
I will
clip
check
is
it.
there.
I will check it. I will remain
And
uneducated
then
until then.
also my reaction to finding out that Sam goddamn Raimi directed it.
Sure, sure.
Because the last thing I knew of him directing was like the first episode of Ash versus Evil Dead,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if he's done anything since then.
Hmm.
I mean, he's doing the new Doctor Strange. Finally, they made that official, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck cramming him into Marvel House style, but
I mean,
we'll see what
he
happens.
made some Spider-Mans.
He did, he did, but yeah. Oh man,
Can't wait for that all singing, dancing number in Doctor Strange too. It's gonna be great. Yeah,
That, I mean, honest,
yeah.
Doctor Strange is a weird enough world that could maybe play out fairly okay.
Mm-hmm. Emo Benedict Cumberbatch.
hmm
Yeah,
Regular Benedict
yeah.
Cumberbatch is already.
Well, I just mean like
emo enough.
the bangs and everything. He's like, oh, I'm so terribly sad.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, nailed it.
hmm
Yeah, this would be
Yeah.
workshopping
Great
the
job.
emo Benedict Cumberbatch in one take. Yeah, I don't know. I have one other thing, but again, it's something I wish Chuck was here. I miss Chuck.
Hey, you could just wait for Chuck to come back.
I am. I'm gonna wait for Chuck to come back and talk about these other things.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Okay.
All right.
I may put an end to the variety hour. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and watch more stuff before next week.
Okay.
I've been like, that's the thing is I get in front of the computer and I just sit there on Discord and Twitter and go, all right, refresh, 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 instead of actually watching anything or getting any work done. So
This is shit you're supposed to be doing when you're working, not when you're not working.
I know,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
it's really
true.
bothering me.
Yeah.
I should just shut off and play video games.
Yes.
I live. I live in the like strange furlough world right now. I have no concept of time or date or
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not wishing this upon myself. I would immediately escape into what the fuck day or time is it? I don't know or care so quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason that I know what time it is because I'm watching the clock on my phone to know when I should log in and start streaming.
Hmm.
That's
Oh, you're trying to do that
that's
on
easy.
on a schedule? A schedule?
A little bit. Like
Okay.
I started popping in about 4 o'clock, so gonna keep it kind of around there until I come back to or until I go back to work, and I'll shift it up maybe to 6 o'clock or something like that once I start working again. But yeah, time just doesn't exist. I go to bed whenever I start getting tired, and then
Mhm.
I wake up whenever.
Mm-hmm.
I turn my alarms off, all of them. So
Yeah.
Yep.
who cares? Um,
Yeah, I've really lost track of time. Not having a job to go back to, not any of that. It's just like if Jen was, not here, I don't even know what I'd be doing. I would just be like, I don't understand existence anymore.
yeah.
Just have some online ennui. I'm looking at Discord and Twitter. What
Mhm.
is life?
That's kind of where I am.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, where is my life right now? I don't understand. Like,
This is
but at
not my
least I'm
beautiful
sharing it.
house.
Yeah, but I'm still sharing this with like 10% of the U.S. population anyway. So
Hmm.
I'm sure it'll be more by the time this is all over with. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, happy thoughts and stuff. Well, that's why
Yeah,
we're here.
Yeah.
maybe I'll make some more Patreon content for people.
Sure.
Huh?
Patreon tent. That's a good idea.
Yes. Yeah. Where would they go to look for that, BJ?
They would go to patreon.com/bmfcast.
That's a good place. What if they wanted to email us about something?
bmf@bmfcast.com.
Yeah. And bmfcast.com, that's our website, isn't it?
It is. It's got a whole bunch of buttons on the right hand side. You can click them. They do stuff.
Yeah, bring you to socials and
Yeah.
such.
Those things.
Might even bring you to the YouTube channel where
It
we're
could.
where we've been
We're,
broadcasting this every week.
yes. youtube.com/bmfcast.
There we go.
And there were a bunch of new faces, or at least a few new faces in the YouTube live stream chat tonight, or for this episode. So
Yeah.
thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
And don't forget our sister podcast, No Quarters, which is also made up of us. So I don't know if it's like our sister podcast or our doppelganger podcast or
Mhm.
however that works, whatever the right word for that is. But noquarters.net, you can find uh, all of our video game content there. And also, we're streaming on Twitch pretty regularly. So
Mhm.
twitch.tv/noquartersnet. You can
Yep.
come hang out with me or Mackie or whoever else decides to stream.
I'm
Yeah.
going on
You
Mixer.
never know.
I'm going to be the rebel.
Hey, build
I'll,
up our Mixer channel, man. Do
well,
it.
yeah, I might as well start it up because then I don't have to worry about if anyone else is doing anything. And I already have an Xbox, and that's what I'd probably turn on anyway. So
Mm-hmm. And
I
you can use any camera you want, as I have learned.
Yeah. I think we already have a Mixer account,
okay,
but it's probably mixer.com/noquartersnet.
maybe.
I guess we'll find out after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ, and for Chuck, this is Bamfcast out. Stay safe, motherfuckers.
Stay safe indeed.
Good news, everyone.
Maybe.
Yeah. Um,
I've been listening to my old ones.
oh no, I was actually saying good. I was
you were
actually,
actually giving good news, huh?
yes. That's my default way of saying I have good news.
What is the good news?
Good news, everyone. We got a invite to affiliate on Twitch. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, that in the summary came through a few minutes ago.
Great.
So as soon as you take us off the line, I'm going to need Harlow to give me the code.
Oh,
to
yeah.
log in.
I see a notification for that. The code
man.
is.
I mean,
Wait,
they
there's
don't know
a-
our password.
There
So
was a blocked login. Was that you?
that was me. I just took too
Okay.
long to put in the code.
Okay.
Will the old one work or
No, it won't.
okay? All right, then I'll wait till we stop, which should be now, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, look at that path to partner. We're just gonna keep moving up the ranks, aren't we?
Well, partner is the highest. So
Oh,
you get the most money and the most perks and stuff, but partner is hard to get. Um,
oh,
Tell me
75
about it.
viewers average.
yeah,
Yeah,
75 viewers average. So you have to really catch fire. So,
yeah.
but I mean, we're making
Or we
progress.
just get a million viewers once, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the others are.
A
Um,
million viewers isn't cool. It's cool. A billion
a
viewers.
billion
A
viewers.
billion viewers. Okay.
Um,
Timberlake
funny
said that.
thing is,
Should we stop recording? By the way.
yeah,
Sure, I'm
yeah.
gonna stop the
All right,
stream
we
too.
hit
I guess,
stop.
right? Is it still
Eh,
stream worthy?
I don't know. If there's
Okay.
anybody there, they can keep listening to us babble.
Okay.
Whatevs.
Save project as.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, let me save this out. Export. This wave. I'll send Chuck an AUG.
Enhance.
He'll lose his shit. He'll
Send
be
an
mad.
AUG to show that you really care.
BMF VH002. Variety hour. Save it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, the 75 average is rough.
Yeah.
We
The
could
other
meet
stuff.
all the other requirements easily, but yeah,
Yeah.
75 per stream is vicious. And it's
Yeah.
almost like you don't want that because you can't really engage with anybody. Because
Well,
at that point it's just a stream of fucking typing, you know?
it kind of depends. Like I've seen a couple streamers who manage it really well. Um,
Well, I mean, that's just the thing, isn't there? Usually somebody moderating the chat, generally speaking.
well,
Somebody else.
Yeah.
yeah, when you get to that point, you have to have some reliable moderators. Um, but I've seen people manage the engagement pretty well in 75, 80, 100 people watching. You have to think about it this way. Um, the number of people engaging are going to be somewhere between 5 and 10% of your viewership. So, you know, as you get bigger, like on the small scale, you might have 60, 70, 75, 80% of your viewers engaging because there's, you might just luck out with a bunch of talkative viewers. But when you get up to that, to that level, most of the people who are watching are just watching and they only want to watch. They don't want to engage. So like if you have 1,000 people watching your stream, you might have 100 people commenting.
Yeah, but even then with 100 people, it's like, how do you even decide who to acknowledge and who not and all that stuff?
You just have to glance over and catch what you
Yeah.
catch. That's what seems to happen a lot of the time. I know there's one streamer I watch that plays World of Warships, and he's pretty good about looking at his chat. And because World of Warships, you don't have to have your eyes on all the time, so you can kind of look over and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Twitch also has a new thing where you can get points and highlight your comments. So if you really, really, really want to get your comment, through to a streamer, you can highlight your comment, and so it's more likely. I don't really like that feature, but it's there, and some people seem to like it. But
Yeah.
you just catch what you catch, and try to engage as best as possible. That's one thing I like out of a streamer is somebody who's engaged. So I typically only watch smaller streamers, people who have less than 100 people watching at any given time. But yeah, 75 is rough. I've watched a number of people try and fail to make partner. And even with the 75 viewer count,
It's tenuous.
yeah, because partner is Twitch or affiliate is just a thing you can apply for, and as long as you hit the metrics and aren't doing anything uh,
Hmm.
uh, wild or illegal, you're gonna get it. But partner is actually reviewed by somebody at Twitch, so they look through your stuff and make sure you're a good candidate for it, and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have one friend who made partner a while back, and he just made a really big push to get his averages up, like, and he told all of his streamer friends, and so they all rated him, every time they finished their streams. So
Hmm.
it takes a lot of work to get to partner. Like, you have to, I I feel like you have to want to make that your full-time job.
Yeah.
If you
And then
you
you have
know
to maintain it.
yeah, then you have to maintain it. So
And that's
I
when
don't
you're
know.
definitely on a schedule. Like the thing that's weird for me
Yeah,
is like I've wanted to play Resident Evil a few times since, and I'm like, no, I want to preserve that all for the stream. And it's like, do I really? Like, does anyone care that okay, I went ahead and killed a couple bosses in between, you know?
yeah. I don't know. Yes and no. Like, I'd probably lean more towards no. I would save the biggest stuff for for stream, but I know plenty of people who stream games who will just play through other parts of a game
Hmm.
in between streams because they still want to play it, but they need
Yeah.
to take a break from streaming or whatever.
Yeah, and our focus is different anyway because we're like, no, let's play this game. Whereas so many of them are just like, I'm playing Fortnite again. It's like, all right,
Yeah, yeah. Um, Part of me wants to stream some Warzone, but also no, I'm not going to do that. Um, and with a lot of people, the trap of that, of things like that is you get stuck into being you know, this streamer. You're a Fortnite streamer, or you're a World of
yeah,
Warship streamer, or you're an Apex Legends streamer, um, or you're like a battle royale streamer. You get stuck into these,
hmm,
particular games or types of games. Um, and then you can't play anything else on stream, and then your job becomes playing one type of game all the time, which does not sound appealing to me at all.
no, definitely not.
But
I don't know.
we're gonna have a new
I get a job playing Diablo.
yeah.
I'd do that.
You need to get
Yeah,
paid to play Diablo.
Yeah. I mean, or FTL. You could pay me to play that over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I would do that. Other
hmm,
people have.
Yeah.
What? I mean, I didn't just admit to playing games at work to a place I don't even work anymore. So fuck it. Yeah, I did.
yeah. Why not?
I mean,
Hey
yeah,
man,
world doesn't make sense,
I
man. Just,
I played Neptune's Pride at work.
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah.
and just while sleeping or should be sleeping.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
God.
I won that one was because I was like, I waited out until I'm like, BJ has to be asleep by now,
And
and then
I
I
was
sprung
not.
my trap.
Yeah. That's the stupid thing. I was not. I just, for whatever reason, didn't check it before I went to bed because I was
Hmm.
cocky. I was like, I got this. I'll be okay until the morning. But
And by
you
morning, you had lost everything.
pretty much, like, by the time I think I checked it when I first got up in the morning, and it was only a few hours after you had launched your coup.
Hmm.
Um, but there was nothing I could do. Like, I looked at it, I
Yeah,
was like, oh,
it's
I
too
have
late.
I have no play here now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
But that was the greatest, like, that was such a great video game moment. And
God, I should go back and listen to that podcast and see if any of it makes any sense now.
oh,
Because
I
we
don't,
made a whole
probably not.
podcast about it
Mm-hmm.
after talking
Yeah.
about everything we did. And then they changed the rules so that there was like wasn't it some kind of timer or something
I think you could
where
say like
like
go here, wait 3 hours, and then go on to the next thing.
yeah, you
Just
could like
or like plan several stops in advance or something like that.
yeah, you could kind of queue up actions to happen at a point, which kind of changed everything. And we never played it once it got to that point, but
Yeah,
Yeah. Did we play 2 or 1?
I think we played
we
two.
played one where we knew
Oh,
what everyone wanted, and then we played the
I mean,
second one
I
where
think we
we
played-
were all disguised.
Was it the original Neptune's Pride or Neptune's Pride 2 that we played though?
It was 2.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
But we
was
played
Neptune's
2
Pride
games that were both in 2. Because
Yeah,
I know
okay.
the first one we knew who everybody was, and then we changed it because we knew nobody would trust me after the first one.
Yeah.
So we all went anonymous for the second one, which was kind of more fun because I was having fun trying to figure out who was who.
I had
And
fun
then when
making a
someone would
Twitter
finally
account
go
for it
out-
and everything.
What's that?
I made a Twitter account for my fake person, like fake commander or whatever the hell it was too. I had all kinds of things.
Oh man, back in the day,
I
the
miss
Wild
those days.
Wild West. Walt tried to get me to, or tried to get another group. He was like, "Hey, we should all play Neptune's Pride 2," and I was like, "No, I don't play that game anymore. I'm out." I came as close as I could. Like it was at the nadir, I think is the correct word, of my tactical career,
Mhm.
and I lost. And I'm not doing any of that again. I won't do any better, and I'll hate it if I do worse. So
Yeah,
No,
I
do
mean,
it.
I won both of them, and I was like, I can't do this again. Like if they want to do it again, I have to like not participate. Like that was the only option I had. Was like, no, I can't do this. And also, if I won a third time, you guys would probably like unfriend me forever. You'd be like, no, we're done. We are not your friends anymore.
pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
All right.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm Harlow.
let's-
Oh wait.
Yeah,
I'm-
let's
I'm
watch some shit before
I'm
next
throppy.
week.
All right, I'm gonna stop the stream because we still have some off air business to do, right? For a second.
Yes, one off-air
Yeah.
business,
Okay.
please.
All right, stopping the stream. Goodbye.